Imagine waking up in a peaceful Japanese town, only to hear that your government has deployed troops not to fend off foreign invaders, but to battle an unexpected foe, wild bears terrorizing locals. It's a scenario straight out of a thriller, yet it's unfolding right now in Japan's northern regions, where a surge in bear attacks has turned daily life into a nightmare. But here's where it gets controversial. Is sending soldiers to handle wildlife a smart use of military resources? Or does it reveal deeper flaws in how we manage nature and population shifts? Stick around and let's dive into the details that most people miss about this growing crisis. In a bold move to protect its citizens, Japan's defense ministry dispatched troops this past Wednesday to the mountainous prefecture of Akita, aiming to curb a frightening escalation in bear encounters that have left residents on edge. These aren't rare sightings in secluded woods. Bears are boldly appearing near everyday spots like schools, train stations, supermarkets, and even a bustling hot springs resort. Reports of attacks have become an almost daily occurrence across Japan, with the bulk concentrated in the chilly northern areas. According to figures from the Environment Ministry, updated as of late October, over 100 individuals have suffered injuries from bear incidents since April. And tragically, at least 12 have lost their lives. To put this in perspective for beginners, think of it like an unexpected rise in wildlife-related incidents, much like how coyotes might venture into suburban areas in other countries if food sources dwindle. Deputy Chief Cabinet Secretary Fumitoshi Sato emphasized the urgency to reporters, stating that bears are increasingly encroaching on residential zones in the region, making their presence a pressing concern that demands immediate action. The Defense Ministry and Akita's local government finalized an agreement just Wednesday afternoon, empowering soldiers to erect box traps baited with food, assist in transporting experienced hunters, and manage the safe disposal of bears that are called. Akita Governor Kenta Suzuki described the situation as one of growing desperation for local officials, who are stretched thin by the relentless reports of attacks and a shortage of personnel to address them effectively. Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi noted on Tuesday that while this mission is designed to safeguard everyday routines for citizens, the Self-Defense Force's core duty remains national security, and they can't commit endlessly to these wildlife interventions. The SDF is already grappling with understaffing, highlighting a potential controversy. Are military forces being overextended into roles that might better suit specialized environmental agencies? As of now, no other regions have formally requested similar military aid for bear issues, Koizumi added. In Akita, home to roughly 880,000 people, bears have assaulted over 50 individuals just since May, claiming at least 4 lives, per local authorities. Experts point out that a staggering 70% of these incidents happen right in populated zones, not deep in the wilderness. For context, this might remind you of how urban sprawl in other places has blurred lines between human habitats and wildlife territories, leading to more frequent, dangerous overlaps. Take, for instance, recent tragedies in Akita. An elderly woman foraging for mushrooms in the forest was discovered deceased from what appears to be a bear mauling over the weekend in Yuzawa City. Another senior woman faced a fatal encounter while tending her farm in Akita City toward the end of October. And just Tuesday, a newspaper delivery driver in Akita City endured an attack, sustaining injuries that underscore the vulnerability of routine jobs in these areas. Why this boom in bear activity? Specialists attribute it to Japan's aging and shrinking rural populations, which have left vast swaths of land untended. Think abandoned neighborhoods and overgrown farmlands dotted with tempting fruit trees like persimmons and chestnuts. These become irresistible buffets for bears. Once these animals discover such easy food sources and develop a habit, they return persistently, turning what was once wilderness into a shared, perilous space. Local hunters, often elderly themselves, aren't as equipped for bear pursuit as they used to be. Experts recommend training police and other officials as government hunters to bolster culling efforts, ensuring a safer balance between humans and wildlife. In response, the government convened a special task force last week, tasked with drafting a comprehensive bear management strategy by mid-November. Plans include conducting thorough bear population surveys to understand numbers and behaviors, integrating communication tools for real-time alerts about bear sightings, and updating hunting regulations to make them more effective. Additionally, there's a push to educate experts in both hunting techniques and bear ecology, promoting informed decisions that weigh conservation against public safety. The root cause lies in the neglected preventive strategies in these depopulating, aging northern territories, which have allowed populations of both brown bears and Asiatic black bears to swell unchecked. This environmental shift serves as a stark reminder of how human patterns, urban flight, and dwindling rural communities can ripple into the natural world, creating conflicts that demand innovative solutions. And this is the part most people miss. While culling bears might seem like the straightforward fix, it raises ethical questions about conservation. Should we prioritize human safety at the expense of animal lives, or invest more in habitat management to prevent these clashes? Is deploying the military a temporary band-aid, or a sign we need systemic changes in rural revitalization? What do you think? Does sending troops to handle bears reflect smart resource allocation or highlight missed opportunities in wildlife policy? Do you support culling as a solution or push for non-lethal alternatives? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss this wild twist in Japan's story.